Okay, so the X-Lights layout that you're looking at is a really old layout that we used to have on our personal show. This is on our old house. Most of the props that you see in here we have since sold. We've moved on to a little bit more exciting props since then, most of which are our own designs. But let's talk about getting those Charlees arches in here because the way that they're set up, they can act like individual arches. They can also act like an arch group. And basically, whether you do your own sequencing or you map in sequences from other companies, other vendors, most likely, and I don't think I've ever seen one that doesn't, they're going to have arches that are included within the sequence and an arch group. So you map those arches or those arch groups over to the Charlees arches and their individual arch pieces, and we'll get into that. And it makes it super easy to bring into your show. You can add them in very last minute into a batch render. It's that simple. Okay, so we're going to create download. These are found in X-Lights under Charlees Props. You scroll towards the bottom and you find arches and you select Charlees Arches. We're going to insert that and it looks kind of like that. And in real life, these are 50 pixel segments. These are from our modular arch pieces where these could be the arches. They could be the Charlees Arches. They could also be a really big circle. I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to emulate a little bit what we have outside sitting here in our real show, which is 2 of these, and it makes it almost 27 feet long. Each of these Charlees arches takes 8 pieces of 50 pixels each, and that makes 4 Charlees arch, which is about 13 feet long and 400 pixels. But notice here that you end up with all these waves, and each of these are submodeled as a different arch. So you can see here on the roof here, we had some regular arches up on the roof, which I actually still have in my shop sort of kitty corner to me here. And they're modeled as arches. I'm going to leave this in here because you're going to see it's just a simple copy paste of effects. And I'm also going to tell you we have a sequence queued up. This is the Snoop Dogg Winter Wonderland that is available out on the G drive. And what we're going to walk through now is creating an empty new group. Oh, let's go up top, add empty group, and we're going to call these arch group Charlees Arches, if I could type. And we're going to click OK. And what we're going to add into here, let's expand this. And we're just going to come down here and we're going to add it here. We're going to add it here, and we're going to hit save. Now, if we wanted to, what we could also do is I have had things like arches 1 and 3, and I could do the same thing in here. In fact, if I wanted to, I could say in the arch, I could do arch downs, and I could do arch downs, and I could say those are part of 1 and 3, and then I could say arches 2 and 4, and this could be for like other sequences that I have, and I'm just showing you really simple examples of how you can add these in. Let's see, we did arch down last time, so we'll do arch up this time. But now what we've basically done is we've added increased capacity that if we just do a batch render of the sequences we have, now those sections of those arch groups will in fact be included in the same effects that the arches have. I'm going to go through a few of these groups real quick and add them just so that we have them included. So I'm going to remove the submodels, and I'm going to do another video where I talk about importing other props and using them last minute and how to really leverage these groups for simple sequencing like last minute. I get that it may not be perfect to you. Your viewers of your show won't have any idea that all you've done is added them to some group areas, but I'm going to do another video separate where you can really leverage your groups in batch rendering and be able to add props last minute. You can push them the day of, batch render, upload, and you're done. But anyways, let's. I'm not going to do the arch group because that is particular to those arches there. Let's see, we did these arches. We could do the arches left and right. So let's see, we could do, why not, Charlees Arches, and then arches right. We could do the Charlees Arches 2. Okay. And again, I'm just going to go through some of these and see what else we have in here that might be applicable. No face all lights, sure, we'll throw that in there. put those in there. Let's see, what else do we have in here? No face, whole house, not on the whole house. They're not stars, they're not snowflakes. You can see here that I really do leverage groups. I think that they're appropriate to use. And it's not on the whole house. Okay, so we're going to save that. Now we're going to get into here. This is the sequencing for this song. And notice here that there is an arch view queued up. I'm going to right click here and I'm going to select Edit Display Elements. And I'm going to find that arch group for the Charlees Arches. And I'm going to drop that over right next to the arch group. Even though that's not what it did, let's move it back up so that it makes it nice and easy for us. Now here I can see that the arch group is just a single line. So I'm going to do right click row, copy effect. And then on the same thing with the arch group Charlees Arches, I'm going to do right click row, paste effects. Now I'm going to render this, and notice that Xlights is already starting to render this, but you can see maybe they work a little bit different from a traditional arch. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You can see here the difference of what is going on the arches itself versus what's going on here. But once this is done rendering, we'll take a quick watch, but you can see here this entire video has been maybe 5 minutes where I've loaded the arches in, I've had a sequence open, I've created the groups, I've added them to groups, and I've basically just rendered a sequence with some effects that are copied over. So
Yeah.
let's take a look at this.
Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland.
Here comes Santa Claus.
It's a love song.
So if we wanted instead to have the arch group instead of be the actual pieces, we could break them down. They might act a little bit different. But the point of this is you can get these in, you can get them pushed, you can add them in last minute and maybe go in and do a copy paste of some effects. And there you go. You've got it. Real quick, simple, easy effects. Welcome back, everybody. This is Tom with Charlees Props, and today we're going to talk about bringing in a set of Charlees Arches. I'm actually going to bring in 2 sets of Charlees Arches because they're super easy to sequence and they're really easy to set up. So let's get started.